show out, show off at the Backwoods Classic. It's the Arkansas Backwoods Classic. It's the sunrise at 4:45. Over 100-acre pine bar hole, and its booger jaws will shine. A bulldogging is a habit, a gem on the Little Red, the Arkansas Backwoods Classic.
All right, here we go. It's Thursday night. It's 8 o'clock. We do the same time every week. And this week, though, next up in our Arkansas stand-up series.
Okay, I don't hear any sound.
You don't hear sound? Okay, that might be might have to go out and back in or something. Let's see. But next up in our Arkansas stand-up series is Mizan K9's Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Mizan Kennels, stand up. It's your turn, baby. How we doing? Can you hear me? Not quite yet? Let's see. Let me check my settings. Make sure anybody can hear me. Okay. Yeah. We ought to be good.
This thing got me all over the place. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Can I get back?
No problem. NWA Cane Corsos. What's going on, Joe? Salute. Aaron Hamilton. How you doing, bro? Good to make your acquaintance. Look forward to meeting you. Let's see. Give Lil Jihad just a minute to get it straightened out. What's up, Buzz? How you doing? Look forward to seeing you at the show, too. It's going to be a good time. All right. We'll give him a few minutes to get that straightened out. I was, on another note, I guess we'll talk about it real quick. Went to the taco truck. And we got that locked in. So Taco's Body will be at the Backwoods Classic. Dude's got a dope setup. He grills like half chickens. So he'll be out there doing that, have some smoke in the air. And, you know what I mean? Hope the dogs don't lose focus too much, but it's good stuff. So that's going to just add to what's going on. Here we go. Let's try this again. All right, how we doing now?
All right, looking good. Looking good on my end.
All right. Looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. All right, so I just want to kind of introduce you a little more formally. Brother Jihad from Mizan K9s in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and does Rottweilers and Cane Corsos. I really respect this man's passion and love for his dogs, the care he takes of them, and just the attention to detail that he shows. And that's why he's here. That's why he's part of the Arkansas stand-up series.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of breeders here that are doing it right, doing it on a high level, and we're talking to one of them tonight. Welcome.
Thank you, dear brother, for inviting me. I do not take this opportunity lightly. I realize that those who do podcasts do a lot of behind-the-scenes work that is very important to build both their platform and their brand. So I want to say that I'm honored to be here on the show with you tonight, and honored to be able to share with the listening audience.
Like I said, I'm glad to have you. We've been meaning to do this for a minute, but
Yes,
everything works out when it's time. So
that's right.
Yeah. So let's kind of start at the beginning, help people get familiar with you. Tell us about your dog journey, how it started, when it started.
You know, brother, I could remember when I was maybe 3 or 4 years old. My mother and my father, we stayed in a old house that had a screened-in porch. And while they was taking care of business, they would put me on the porch with the dog that we had at the time. As I can remember, it was something like a what's the name of that shepherd dog? It's a white shepherd dog.
Like Pyrenees?
Yeah, right. Yes.
Okay.
So that was my first dog that I grew up with, and then of course, as I was growing up throughout the years, we always had dogs. So I had older siblings, and I was the one who got the fascination for dogs. So much so I used to go and play with the stray dogs in the neighborhood, and wind up one day getting ticks all over me, and my parents had to put me in a tub and put gasoline in the tub to get those ticks off of me. So I've been dealing with dogs for a very long time. In my teenage years, my early teenage years, 13 and 14, I really used dogs, not even understanding at that time, at that young age, but dogs were therapeutic to me. When nobody understood me, understood my thinking and what I was going through, it seems like the dogs understood. And they responded to me in a way that let me know they understood when I was going through something. So my early days, I remember dogs, several puppies, and I had my auntie who is she's still living. It's a scrap to take home and to be able to feed these dogs. So that's my early days of dealing with dogs, and I got back into dogs maybe in 2006. 2006. I went to. I was staying with my sister, moving with her, and they had a dog, and the dog was tied up under the house some type of way, rope around his neck, and rope was around his neck and be cutting into his neck. And I ended up crawling under the trailer that she stayed at the time and rescuing the dog. So from there, that's how I get my start. Purebred dogs, I never had really good understanding of the importance of purebred dogs until maybe 2000 and maybe 2008
Okay.
when I got my first Roddy. Of course, it was not a breed standard dog. Roddy that had long hair coat. A long hair coat is considered as a defect. But of course, at that time, I didn't know that. So I had Roddy I was real proud of, and ended up getting a border collie and a bunch of more dogs. And when I fell in love with the body, I actually was walking these dogs daily. I had a large family. Of course, my wife, my biological children, my stepchildren. And as I walked these Roddies to the park, about 10 blocks from my home, people would stop their vehicles in the middle of the street and hold up traffic when we was walking those dogs. And they always asked when I was going to have a litter. So that's how I got started with being a breeder. Now at that time, I didn't know anything about pedigrees. I didn't know anything about health testing. I didn't know anything about the working ability of the dog. I didn't know a lot about the dog that I had. I was basically taking two purebred dogs, putting them together, and producing puppies.
Hang on one second. They're saying that it got an echo pretty bad.
Is it better? Is it better? Yeah, it's still echoing. I'm gonna cut this phone. Hopefully it's not this phone. How does it sound now? Seems like it's better now, right?
I couldn't hear it. It was in the comments. If that's
Okay, is it
better,
better
somebody
now?
give a thumbs up or something. We got it? Good. They said good. Okay.
Okay, I'm not able to see the comments. Is this something I need to do? Let's see here.
It should be there. Should be right there, like on the side of your screen, or
Okay, I see it now.
yeah, push the little icon and they'll come up.
Okay, I see the comments, but I don't see.
Yeah, there we go. It said it sounds better now. So
Okay, let me close that because I could. So that was my start in dealing with the Rotties, and of course, I ended up. There was a guy in North Little Rock, and he was being cited by Animal Control Code Enforcement, and he put in the paper that he had some a Rottweiler that he wanted to, some that he wanted to get rid of.
mm-hmm.
So I went up to look at him and ended up getting a female. And on my way back home with that female, he said, "Hey man, I just want you to know that girl might be pregnant." And yeah, he just real casually, she might be pregnant, and she ended up being pregnant. And so I ended up getting into breeding like that. So I bred for a while. Went to some different kennels, so-called top kennels in the state, and got puppies, of course, raised them up, did a little breed. And these people that I was getting these puppies from had been breeding for 15, 20 years. Probably about 6 years ago, I really started looking at the breed standard, health testing. I think in the state of Arkansas, Anthony Forte, we have to give credit to that brother.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody was on social media in Arkansas talking about health testing Rottweilers until he did it. And that brother caught quite a bit of slack for being the lead wire to talk about health testing, to talk about the breed standard, working ability, confirmation. But when I heard him, it became logical to me.
Right. Yeah.
Because I come from my background is I'm a community activist, I'm a political strategist, and I have a background in substance abuse counseling. So I don't wear my emotions on my shoulder. I like to think scientifically. And if you can present something to me that's logical, I'm not going to argue against it. Okay. Right. So I looked into it, took a few months and looked into it, and then I hopped on board with him. Now, at that time, me starting to really studying to understand the breed. Remember, I already had dogs here.
Mm-hmm.
Started breeding, initially selling Rotties $400, $500, $600, right?
Okay.
So it was about health testing, breed standard, etc. I was selling puppies for $700, $800, $900. I had been training with a brother out of Little Rock. K9 Experience is a well-known trainer, Cecil.
Okay.
And he had been training. I'd been going to his training facility on the weekend for years, and people would come from all around the state to train with his brother. And even then, they were saying, "Man, those are some nice-looking dogs. You need to raise your price. You need to raise your price." And I would not raise my price. But when I started to study the breed standard, the dogs that I had that people were fascinated about were saying, "Hey, those are some nice dogs." I found out that those dogs wasn't so nice. I found out that they didn't meet the breed standard. I found out that some of them had bad bites that I had never paid attention to because I didn't know that there was a particular bite that the Rottweiler should have. So when I started finding out what that bite was, and then looking inside my dog's mouth, and I'm saying, hey, this is not what the breed standard says.
Yeah, that ain't
when
that.
I started looking at the structure of the dog and understanding the structure. See, it's one thing for somebody who does not know a breed to say, hey, that's a nice dog, and to get excited. It's a totally different thing when you go to somebody who actually knows. So when I started studying, it was Anthony Forte, there was Cecil Brandon, and Michael Johnson, just a handful of people who decided to bring Terry Cornish to the state of Arkansas. Terry Cornish is a former judge, RKNA judge of the Rottweiler breed. Been dealing with the breed for years.
Well, you said his name right on time, right when he popped in the comments.
Now, here's what's crazy about this, and I've said this before. Through Cecil Brandon, I was introduced to Parnay in Jacksonville. Parnay has probably one of the top Rottweilers in the country. But I was introduced to her. I went to her home and visited her. And she said, hey, you need to meet this guy, Terry Cornish. So as I'm coming back from Jacksonville to Pine Bluff, my wife is driving and Terry Cornish is on the phone. And he's talking, and he'll tell you, I tell him this all the time. He's talking, and it's almost like he's talking Japanese or Chinese, because he's using a language that is germane to the professionals in the breed. I didn't understand what IPO was, or IGP. I didn't understand certain things about the breed standard, but he's using that language. He's talking about scoring. And I'm on the phone, I got to try to fake it a little bit. You know how somebody is talking about something and you basically going along with them because you're a little embarrassed, you don't know what the hell they're really talking about.
Now?
So that was me. So I'm going along with it. And when they said they wanted to bring him, I said, well, hey, I got to get in a part of this action. So what did I do? I had Cecil Brandon to come down and look at my dogs. I had Terry to come down and look at my dogs. And what I said was, these dogs that do not meet the breed standard that I have bought, I have put my time, my energy, my heart into them and raised them up. I got rid of all those dogs, which was at the time probably about 7 dogs I got rid of. And they were at the breeding age. So for that year, in terms of the money that would have came in, I probably missed $50,000.
Yeah, that wasn't easy to do.
No. But I knew that it was important that if I wanted to go to another level and be more professional and ethical, I knew that there was going to be a need for me to make some changes.
Right.
So I want to give this to some of the novices who may be in that position, because a lot of times we come on podcasts and we give our perspective or our critiques, and we leave the person who may not be in the position that we're in now in terms of our development, our kennel development, or the development of our program. They leave those podcasts feeling less than. So I'm saying this, no matter where you're at in your breeding program, there is always room for improvement.
Come on. Yeah.
And as you are improving, it's going to be necessary for you to dismiss certain dogs from your program. Okay? I'm saying this because we want to produce better dogs. In order to produce better dogs, when we see something that is not right, we have to have the more fortitude to move those dogs off of our yard. And we have to be able to do it in a way that's ethical and that's fair to that dog. So I have a few dogs here that I took back from people who could not handle the dogs.
Come on.
They would make good pets for somebody that want a pet, but I cannot use those dogs in my program. So they're here, they're getting exercise, they get food, water, shelter, medicine, they're getting all of that until I find the right home to put them in. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So this is part of what breeders go through when they're trying to do things the right way.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? So to those who are out, you're out, you got a dog that may not be what you, as you're studying, you find out that the dog is not what you want it to be.
Right.
And you're not kennel blind. If you're not going to be kennel blind, you have to understand what the breed standard is. And you have to understand that the breed standard is there for a reason. I'm going to give you an example of what I mean. We say that the Rottweiler is a very unique dog. You cannot compare it to any other dog. I hate when people try to compare it to the Corso because it's not a Corso.
No.
The breed standards say that the Rottweiler is a medium to large stalwart breed. Why is the medium to large versus small and extra large important? There are three elements or three breed characteristics that the Rottweiler must possess in order to be a Rottweiler. The breed standard says the Rottweiler possesses what? Strength, agility, and endurance. It is very difficult to get those three things into one dog.
Yes. Ooh-wee.
You understand what I'm saying?
Say it again.
If the dog is underweight, if the dog is small, it is strength. Outside the breed standard. It does not have the strength that it would have if it was of its appropriate size, which is medium to large, not small, not extra large. If the Rottweiler is too big, if it is beyond large, if it is extra large in its size,
careful.
Then the dog loses its agility and its endurance. If you come on my property and my dog get after you, he should have the ability not just to run you off of the property, but I should see him running you all the way down the street. If that dog is too big, it does not have the ability to do that.
Yeah, stop at the fence.
You understand what I'm saying? So that dog, that the breed standard is there for a reason. And the structure is there for a reason. See, I'm not like other breeders. I don't believe in manipulating the structure of the dog. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People say genetics cannot be manipulated, but the structure of the dog can absolutely be manipulated. You understand what I'm saying? So you get people that's doing what to the Rottie? They cutting the tails to fix the tail, because the tail is what? It's a structure issue. You got 7 structure issues on the dog. You got the head, you got the ears, you got the neck, you got the front end assembly, you got the top line or the back. Then you got the tail, and then you got the rear end assembly, right? It's seven areas.
All right.
All of these 7 areas are the 7 areas that we are supposed to look at first when it comes down to conformation. I don't care what. Those are the 7 areas that I looked at first.
Okay.
Those are your foundation areas. When you're talking about eye color, pigmentation, you talk about a lot of other stuff, it's basically cosmetics, which means the original purpose for which the dog was bred is most of the time it does not have an effect on that. The structure has the biggest effect. So we deal with structure first. But the structure can be manipulated. If my ears are not right, naturally right on my dog, I can tape my ears. But there's a problem with taping ears. You know that, right?
Yeah, because they don't pass the taped ear, they pass the original ear.
So when a person is looking at those 7 structural parts to see whether they want to breed with your dog and you done tape them ears, they thinking them ears was naturally right. So they puppy ears gonna come out like this.
Yeah. Yeah, because in bulldogs too, we have rose ears that rose over,
Right.
and that's the preferred ear. But that one that flops over the front, it's acceptable. But
Right.
I mean, you could easily just, you know what I mean? And now you got rose ears, but he's not gonna throw. The dog's not gonna throw that. So now you're lying to people.
So,
but before we get too far, because our channel is mainly bulldog people, and you threw out some terms that they probably not gonna know. IPO, IGP, can you talk about that a little bit?
I haven't participated in either, but what I can tell you is with the Rottweiler breed, the ADRK adopted some of the same methods for testing dogs that were used for the German Shepherd. So when these people are doing these trials and they're doing tracking, they're doing obedience, they're doing personal protection work as a sport, they're getting scores on that. The original reason why that was developed was to test dogs to see, should this dog be bred? Can this dog be used for tracking, personal protection, etc.? So
like
that's why that stuff was originally used. And that's why when people look at pedigrees for working dogs, they want to see those working titles, because in most cases, if you have a pedigree that is full of working titles, those puppies are going to come out with working ability, because you have 14, at least 14 dogs, and the majority of those 14 dogs in the pedigree have working titles, which means they have proven themselves. And that's why we breed by what? We breed by pedigree. We want to know that there are working titles in there. We want to know that there's these dogs have been health tested, because the more dogs that are health tested in my pedigree, the greater chance I have of producing puppies that are not going to have health issues. So we look at, so in the pedigree, we look at that in the pedigree, and then when we look at the siblings, which is whoever's in the pedigree, we're looking at how were their brothers and sisters. We look at that also. So I give you an example. I have Hitman out here. Hitman came to the United States with 2 titles. I wanted to title him myself in the United States and start taking him to shows. So he has all the points he needs, with the exception of 1 point.
That's the dog that bald knob, right? Hitman?
Yes. So that dog, most of his siblings are titled.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no reason why. And he does have a title. He has a standard evaluation, which is a title in and of itself. But we look at that because that's going to give us some idea of what to expect out of the puppies. It's going to give us some idea of what to expect in terms of what he can be bred to. So all of that data is important. And with every breed, I don't care what the breed is, it is absolutely important that we who are breeders, that we collect data. The data is important. I'll give you an example. Sometimes in the Rottweiler world, because we have a relationship with each other, we will announce this dog is going to be bred to that dog. And there may be somebody in the community that has more knowledge of that pedigree than you. And they can tell you, no, you might want to stay away from that because so and so and so and so and so is in that pedigree and they're going to be in the wrong spot. It's going to cause this problem or that problem. And that's why networking is important. It's absolutely important. I want to say this also. A lot of times certain bloodlines get a bad name. They get a bad name in part not because the bloodline itself is bad, but because people don't know how to use them.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that again. Some of these bloodlines people do not know how to use. And I'll use this as an example. My first import that I got here, the female was German on the top, Serbian on the bottom. Okay. She was bred to a male in Serbia and she was sent to me. Okay. I really didn't know a lot about the pedigree. Remember, I'm a fresh student to the breed standard and researching all of this stuff. So when I got the litter was a scattered litter. It was absolutely scattered. It was the puppies were not the same size. Some of them didn't look like they were siblings. It was a scattered litter all the way around. So as I started learning more and more about pedigree and bloodline, I was reaching out to the guy who bought the male that this female was bred to. He bought this dog. He got this dog into the United States. After he got the dog into the United States, he bred the dog to a few different females, right?
Yeah.
And then he went online and he said, I shouldn't have bought this male. I'm producing better with the males I already had. What he did not understand was he was taking that male and he was breeding that male to the wrong females, expecting a good outcome. It wasn't him. And I think sometimes as breeders, we unconsciously mislead people when we say, hey, I'm going to wait and I'm going to see what this male throws. And we're not being mindful that you're taking that male to a particular female and it might not necessarily be the right female to breed him to. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to be careful with our breedings because sometimes we could blame a male for something that he's absolutely innocent of, like taking a male who has help tests and you breed them to a female that don't have the hips and elbows, and then those puppies are coming out and they're not passing the test. That's not on the male. He passed his. Maybe even his parents passed his. But look at your female you bred it to. So sometimes we give our males or our females a bad name by not breeding it to dogs that are compatible.
Yeah.
And even when you come down to and I have to say this because once again, I don't want anybody to think bad of themselves for mistakes that they have made or mistakes they currently in right now. If you go to some of the so-called big breeders, professional breeders in the country, they would breed to any female to get that stud feet. Some of the same ones that's online beating the hell out of people. They will breed to a shitty female because they need that stud money.
Mm.
So I'm saying this to the new people. Understand what the breed standard is. Understand what the health tests are, what needs to be done, what are considered the dreaded diseases in your breed, and slowly start health testing your dogs. If you get a little money, you done sold a puppy, take some of that money and invest it in health testing. And if your dogs come out to be faulty, dismiss those dogs from your program. Take that some of that money that you got and go buy better dogs that are health tested. Why am I saying this? And why am I saying this unapologetically the way that I'm saying it? Because all of these big breeders that criticize the little person at the bottom, this is how they started out. They didn't have a lot of money to get the right stuff. Just being honest with you. Yeah. And it's hypocritical for any of us who started the these mistakes to come onto podcasts and blast these people who, in many cases, they don't know. Right. They don't have the resources. They're trying to get the resources, and it's hypocritical for us to do it. And you see it. I'm watching these arguments, these feuds between the professional people where they're putting each other on blast for cutting corners. Because when these business deals go bad, these people are putting each other out there. Those secrets that they have, that they know about each other. Mm-hmm. And what is it saying? It's saying that, look, all these people that you think is doing the right thing, they're not. Yeah. They're not. So I'm saying we should all be trying to help each other. You cannot embarrass these people because of what they're not doing and think that just because you embarrass them, they're going to quit breeding. They are your competition, period. Like it or not. And some of them are not going nowhere. If you really love the breed, help them become better.
Come on there. There you go. There
help
you
them
go.
Become better.
Yeah. Yep.
If you are running in your lane and you're being fair, because basically what this boils down to, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, what it boils down to is dollars and cents. It's a competitive market. All of these people got into breeding during COVID. Folks started going back to work. They decided, I'm going back to work. I can't deal with no dog. These people are breeding now. So the market with all of these breeds are saturated. Look at the Frenchie. The Frenchie went from a number 8 dog on the AKC list to now Frenchie has knocked the Labrador Retriever out the box. It's at the top of the list. The AKC saying they registered more Frenchies than anything. That's crazy. Why? Because people were able to sell Frenchies for $8,000, $9,000, right? So everybody hopped in the Frenchie game. Mm-hmm. You couldn't stop them. And when they hopped in the French game, they did just like they do when they hop in the Rottweiler, when they hop in the Corso, when they hop in any other breed, in Bully, whatever it is. Most of them didn't care about. They was trying to get their money. It's a shame how many dogs I looked at the vet that people paid $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for, and the dogs weren't right.
There are dogs that were produced at that price that wouldn't have been produced at the old price.
Right. Right. So I worked at the vet, and I ended up, one of the things I did when I started, as I was studying the breed standard, I was also experiencing veterinarians around the country, in Arkansas and around the country, taking advantage of my clients. So I enrolled in a veterinarian course, a year-long course, which required me to do an externship at a vet office for like 100 hours. And I ended up, after doing that externship, after graduating, I ended up working for that vet for maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Okay. So I got a chance to see and be the person They talk to the client when the client is putting the puppy down or putting the dog down for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Having to take that dog, put that dog in the bag, be there when that dog takes the last breath, put that dog in the bag. I went through all of that. I got a chance to see the nasty side. Even when it comes down to the cremation, people think they getting ashes from their dog. They paying all this money, but you getting ashes from your dog, and you get ashes of several other dogs, and you don't know it. So I saw the crazy side of the dog industry working in the vet. Because I'm listening to my clients, and my clients is telling me, well, I took the dog to this vet, and they checked the dog for this, and they checked the dog for that, and they checked the dog for that. And I'm saying, why did they check that dog for all that? Only thing they had to do was check for this.
Yeah, because the customer
So
don't know.
What the vets was doing was they was checking for all this expensive stuff, and they was running the bill up.
Yep.
So now when my clients call me and they say, hey man, I got this issue, like I was gonna breed Chris Battle's dog, and he had some discharge, and he called me. He said, "Hey man," he said, "this girl got discharged, da 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 da," and I said, "Send me a picture of it." He sent me the picture of it. I see, when you go to the vet, tell them to test the dog for this. Don't let them test the dog for nothing else. That's a urinary tract infection. And based on my study, veterinary school, my work in the field, now I'm able to help my clients so that these vets can't take advantage of them. I said, when I tell him that, he go in, they test the dog for exactly what I said. He called me back, man, you right. I said, what medicine did they give you? So on, so on, so on. So what weight shield? Okay, they gave you the right thing. So now, because I invested that little $6,000 to take that year course, I'm able to help my clients.
Come on. Yep.
See what I'm saying? These vets can't take advantage of my client. And then I realized that the veterinarian field is a practice. It is a practice. Every vet is good at something. And you got to know who to send your dog to for what. And my dog got a bone issue. I'm not gonna send my dog over here to my mentor because she don't specialize in that. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my dog got allergies. I know who to send my dog if dealing with an allergy problem. I know who to send my dog to. So one of the problems is we're sending our dogs to the wrong people, and the vets are giving bad information. They are veterinarians. They are not behavior specialists. They are not dog trainers, and they are not nutritionists. They're not. Now, they may try to get in that lane and act like they that to get some more money and trick you like they know what they're talking about, but they don't, bro. They don't. That's a whole field of study by itself.
Yeah.
Then you got to think about, I was dealing with clients that were bringing their dog into the clinic, and the dog may have been constipated or may have had parvo, and we were checking the dogs behind other veterinarians, and the test that we was using was showing that the dogs were positive for parvo, but the other vets was using the cheap test and wasn't even able to pull it up. So they were sending dogs back home into boarding facilities, clearing them on parvo when they had it. So it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? When we get to talking about the dog industry, it's a lot that we need to know as breeders. You can't take that cheap kit and test those dogs for parvo, because that new strain of parvo that we know exists, that third strain, you can't pick it up on no cheap kit.
What, that snap test you talk about? Are we talking about?
Yeah, you need that one with the liquid that break. I can't think of the name of it now, but you need that more advanced kit. The kit is probably about $40, but it's gonna tell you.
Do you neopar? Give your puppies neopar? Do you do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's something I haven't done yet, but I know I need to start doing it. It's just
so like I went and gave a client dog some shots 2 weeks ago, both of those dogs died from parvo. Man had them in his yard running around, and they just run around in his yard digging. A lot of people don't understand those puppies. When you're on a new piece of property, you can't put those puppies on the ground and run and go in the house and leave them. I pull up to get a shot, and the puppies just running in the yard. The man comes out the house about 15 minutes later after I pull up. Them new puppies, they fresh on their yard. You don't know what they digging. If you ever only stayed there for 3 or 4 years and parvo stay in the soil for 7 years, the owner who had sent the dogs over there wound up losing both of the dogs. And the first vet that they took the puppy to, they never checked the puppy for parvo. I could have saved the other puppy myself. If they'd have told me that their first puppy had parvo, I could have saved the puppy. And let me tell you something. Yeah. I don't need the stuff that the vet got at the clinic. I don't need no ampicillin to save no puppy from parvo.
Yeah.
Why? Because I got my narrow ass up and I went over there to Memphis to the brother named Ben that drive that little Honda car, and he taught me how to cure parvo without ampicillin. This is why networking is important. We shouldn't be hating on each other. We shouldn't be fighting. Y'all know something that I don't know. I know something that y'all don't know.
Right.
Y'all got some resources that I need. Yeah. I got some resources that y'all need. Yes. If we working together, then the dog community become a better community.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If we working together.
Yeah. I think that the idea of like, oh, this person's my competition, there's plenty of puppies to go around. I mean, if we have the same breed, and like I run into it with this because we breed Old English Bulldogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in so many people in our community watch this podcast every week, but they don't share it. They don't share it to their page. Why? Right. What are you scared to expose your customer to somebody else and they check that and don't buy a puppy?
Right.
There's plenty of puppies. Fact of the matter is, putting eyes on something is not bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what every week I put eyes on somebody else.
Right. Right.
Guess what? My puppies still sell. So that fear people have of networking, cooperating, I don't get it. I just don't.
And here's the thing. That's the main purpose in my mind for the shows. Because you're doing a bulldog show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when all these people bringing these bulldogs, that person that's sitting on the sideline and got that female at home is going to see a bulldog that they can use to improve their line.
Yep.
It ain't, the competition is fun, but really we supposed to be networking. I'm supposed to be, when I go to this show, I'm supposed to be looking, and if I see a dog that I can use to better one of my females, let me get that person's contact information.
Yeah.
What are y'all going to charge for a stud fee?
Right. They're
going to make the money off the stud fee. I want to make the money off getting improved puppies.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're using the shows for what we're supposed to be using, the trophies are nice. I got several of them. I like to get a first place. Don't get me wrong. But I understand that's not the real purpose of the show. The real purpose is in networking. It's in networking. That's the real purpose. It's in networking.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 1,000%. Networking, evaluating breeding stock, and you know that's what it's for. That's what it's about. And that's so. I got a question I wrote down. I want to. Got a second. I want to. You talked about Forte being the one to kind of bring health testing in the Rottweiler to the forefront. Mm-hmm. What was that health testing look like? Was that genetic test? Was it hips and elbows? What was it?
So primarily we look at hips, elbows, JLPP. That's the baseline for breeding. in our breed. So when you're a member of ADRK, it is expected that you're going to test hips, elbows, and JLPP. Now, because we are seeing some issues with hearts, people are starting to check hearts now. Juvenile cataracts, they're starting to check juvenile cataracts. Of course, the AKC has a swab kit, $135. It tests for a whole list of things. My dog, first dog I tested with that, they gave me a 20-page document of all the stuff my dog, they test my dog for. So when a client comes, they can pull his file and they can look through his file and see everything that he was tested for, or what all he passed. If there's any issues, everything is in that file. And it's not as expensive as people think. Let me give you an example. If I do my my AKC DNA plus help, that's $135 plus tax. Okay, so it's taking care of JLPP, NAG, long hair strain. There is a test in there to deal with the eyes. It's taking care of a lot of stuff. Okay. In addition to giving me a DNA profile, which is needed when you breed. Yeah. Then I do my hips and elbows, depending on where you're doing at. Okay. In Pine Bluff, I could get the vet to run the x-rays, sign off on the paperwork and all of that, you know, a couple $100. Then you're sending it off, depending on where you're sending it off at. If you're sending it to ADRK, you might be out of, it's been a while since I did that dog with me. Let's say you're out of $150. Let's say all together for your hips and elbows, you're out of $500. But you ain't breeding no bull crap. So, you know, you got a solid pedigree. You got a nice dog that meet conformation. Maybe you've taken a dog to a few shows or you understand conformation. So you got a nice dog before you even do this, because you at 15 to 24 months when you're doing your hips and elbows. So you had a chance to put your dog in front of judges, or you had a chance to put your dog in front of a professional that understands the conformation of the dog, that can help you with that. You've had an opportunity to share your pedigree with professional people that understand that before that dog even turns 15 to 24 months. So when you make that investment to get the hips and elbows, you're saying, I got a solid dog here. Let me do a little bit more as far as this health testing to make sure that this dog passed. So by the time you got this investment in it, you're able to tell your people who are buying puppies from you or want to use your dog as a stud, look, I got this done, that done. What does that do? That takes you from the bottom of the breeding pile, and it's putting you on the top. It's only in your best interest to do it.
Yeah.
It's in your best interest. Whatever you do for that dog, the training, the health test, the getting the judges to look at him, confirmation, everything you do for that dog builds value in that dog. That's how you could take a $2,500 dog, and now this dog is worth $15,000, $20,000 because that person that owned that dog has invested in that dog. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
It's a difference between you getting a 2-year-old dog with no health test and you taking a gamble on, and you getting a 2-year-old dog that cleared the health test, has a nice pedigree. It's a big difference. That person has done a lot of the work for you that you don't have to worry about doing. So when we talk about improving dogs, improving the value of the dogs, that's what we're talking about. The training, confirmation, health tests, working the dog, all of that is part of building value in the dog. And you will see that when you go to shows and you have dogs that are able to be around each other, particularly the AKC shows, you can't take any dog to the AKC shows. You just can't. There are too many dogs that are too close. When you take your dog into the AKC show, we know that as far as socialization is concerned, you done did some work with that dog, or you done really bred in such a way where that dog could be around other dogs.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm talking about you in close quarters with them dogs. It's not like you spaced out.
Yeah.
And you know, so you have already did some of the work. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because the dog show is not a natural environment for a dog to be in.
Yeah.
For
This is a Cane Corso.
Yeah.
This is a Cane Corso that I purchased from Joe Church with NWA Cane Corso.
Okay.
He went in the ring. His first time going into the ring was in Arkansas. He was 6 months old, and his first time in the ring, he took a 3-point major, beat out dogs that were 2 years old,
Arkansas
3 years old. So he is really nice in conformation. We do have some puppies on him right now that's on the ground, but he's going to be going back to the show. He has 4 points toward his champion title. And we're doing some stuff on him now that's really going to help him. But we don't have any champion Corsos in the state of Arkansas, male or female. And we want him to be the first male champion in the state of Arkansas. So he's going to be going back into the show ring next month in Texarkana. And he's going to be at a show probably every month for the next 10 months.
Respect. I like that.
Very, very nice, really good temperament. I had a litter of Rottweiler puppies, and I wasn't paying attention, and he wound up going into the room with them. And when I looked up, he was in the boxes, walking around with the puppies, never touched them. And those puppies were like 5 or 6 day old puppies.
Yeah.
So, you know, he really, really nice dog. I'm gonna tell you the thing that I like to do. I could take him into Lowe's, into Walmart, into Tractor Supply, Pet Sense, into all of these stores. Took him to the parade with UAPB homecoming parade. And why do I do that? Because I want people to know that if you go to the right breeder and you get a Cane Corso or Rottweiler, you can absolutely trust these dogs around your children.
1,000%.
Not any dog, not from any breeder.
Right.
But if the dog is bred right, we're sending these dogs to family homes. We're sending them to family homes. I don't care what nobody tell you. 90% of these dogs are going to family homes. And we have a responsibility to make sure that we're breeding in such a way that a little child is not mauled by one of these dogs.
Yeah.
Saline County came out today. They had a lady and a child that was bitten by a dog. In Saline County, probably a few months ago, a 15-year-old child was killed by dogs. We have a responsibility to the families that we're sending these dogs to. Yes, we want a nice guard dog, but we want a dog with even temperament that can be around children, because most of these dogs are going into family homes. And nobody wants to get the phone call that the dog that they produce ate up a child.
Yeah.
I don't care what you all, listening to all these people, that's fine. But understand what your clientele is, what your client base is. We said the Rottweiler and the Cane Corso should have discernment.
Yeah.
It should know when it sees a threat. If that dog is a threat to a child, for me, it would be immediately dismissed from my program. I don't go for it.
Yeah. Temperament's A1 because
I'm not that person that want to impress you that I'm producing killers over here and send a dog in that's going to hurt a child or an innocent person. That's not what this is about. And there's too many of us thinking like that. And I'll give an example. There's a guy in Arkansas now who is doing time in prison. I won't call his name because I'm going to say some things and I don't need to call his name.
Okay.
But this man bragged about sending his dog after people who had wandered on his property. And a person ended up dead, and he ended up going to prison for it. You know the first thing that the authorities did? They went back into his archives,
Yep.
and they got some video of him doing bite work. And they said he was training the dogs to bite. That was one of the main things they used against him in court.
Yep.
To send his ass to the penitentiary. So I'm saying we have to be careful.
Yeah.
There's another guy, I won't call his name, but me and him got into it several years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. But this man was facing a $2 million lawsuit. He wiggled out of it. And there was this second time. There was a young Caucasian lady working with him, and he called himself being a quote-unquote trainer, and the pet bull ate the girl face up. Because he want to call himself being a trainer. So I'm saying we have to be responsible with what we do. We got to. I want to mention that because I saw that Saline County, they're struggling right now in the state of Arkansas. There was a state senator that spoke today, and they're saying that the counties need to regulate and address it. And I think the counties need to absolutely address it rather than put restrictions on everybody in the state for something that's going on in Saline County. Saline County Quorum Court need to address that issue and be very effectively in addressing that issue. Of the 15-year-old girl that died, now you got a lady and her daughter being attacked by a dog. Luckily, they didn't die from that attack. But Saline County, the Quorum Court has a responsibility to address it, to hold those owners accountable. And we don't want this stuff bleeding over to the general dog community in this state or in any other state.
Right. Yeah, that dog trainer title is one that people shouldn't take on themselves lightly. A dog trainer. Because that's a lot of responsibility right there. You know.
And to be honest with you, everybody don't need a personal protection dog. They don't.
Very few people do.
That's a big look. I live in Pine Bluff.
Come on.
Sometimes I get clients that'll tell me they're kind of nervous about coming to our city because of the stigma that's on our city. So I would send a dog to Redfield or to another city close to me to meet them, or I'll have somebody to meet them and bring them in because, you know, my clients have to feel comfortable. But you know what? I'm everywhere in this community, very well known.
Yeah.
And I don't have to have no personal protection dog with me. I go to Little Rock. I go all over the state. And I don't have to have a personal protection dog with me. So it's not something that everybody needs.
No.
And if you're going to have one, you need to go through all of the different tests, all of the different scenarios to make sure that you can control that dog.
Okay, and then once you do that, people think that's something they're going to do with their pet dog. But once you do that, that dog's not a pet no more.
Right.
Now the dog is an employee. He's a liability. He's all them other stuff, but he's not your pet no more.
Right.
He can't be out there when the family comes over and a bunch of people walk in the house.
Right.
And they're happy and key and all that.
Right. They ready to get a hug.
Yeah, that dog bit uncle's face off running up behind you.
And sorry ain't gonna get it.
No, sorry ain't gonna get it.
Yeah. So I mean, it's tragic, but it's not absolutely needed. It's not.
No.
You know.
I got a question for you, boss man.
Yes, sir.
About the Rottweilers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fairly new to dogs. I don't know too much. I know a little bit. So I got a question. When you do your breedings, what are you looking for? Because to me, they all kind of look the same. I know, you're looking for like the male to look a certain way, to be a certain build, to the standard? Like, how do
That's
you pick?
okay. Here's the short answer to your question. And there's a long answer, but here's the short answer to your question. The breed standard is there for a reason. There are what we call
Safeguard.
there's limits within the breed standard. Okay.
Right.
So like, let's say this is the breed standard, and these are the ends. If you get over here, this is unacceptable. If you get over here, this is unacceptable. So number one, we want to make sure that the dog meets the breed standard. Okay. That means we can go to the ADRK. We can type in ADRK breed, Rottweiler breed standard into Google, and then it will pull up what the standard is, and we can actually read it. It talks about how the general appearance of the dog,
right?
Weight, height, what the ears should be, what the eyes should be, the teeth. It tells you, it's very thorough. When you read the Corso breed standard and you read the Rottweiler breed standard, the Rottweiler breed standard is one of the most thorough breed standards you can read. So number one, I want my dog, I'm going to breed, to be within the breed standard. If it's not within the breed standard, it's no need of me going any further.
Okay.
Okay? No need of me going any further. This dog is not within the breed standard. Now, there are certain things in the breed standard that can be maybe outside if you're going to use another dog to fix it. Okay? And say, I really, really love this dog, but maybe this dog could have more forechests. Okay? Or maybe a straighter front. Then now I'm going to breed this dog with a dog. Not only that dog has a straighter front, but you have what is called depth and breadth of a pedigree, right? So I'm looking at the pedigree. I need to know something about these dogs in the pedigree, right?
Right.
Because this dog that's in front of me may be perfect. But what if these other dogs in the pedigree not right? What if the siblings wasn't right? You're not just breeding to that dog, you're breeding to everything that's in that pedigree.
The whole gene pool.
Yeah, so the more you know about that pedigree, the more of an informed decision you can make.
Yeah.
This is why it's dangerous. When you see people that, you know, they got a litter of puppies, and here's what they do. They may have 7 puppies, right? And they're going to pick the best 2 puppies in there, and those are the 2 puppies they're going to advertise. You don't see that whole litter. In the client's mind, they think that all the puppies, automatically think all the puppies look like the puppies they're holding up. And that's not true. If you put the male and the female out front, they automatically think, man, that male and that female look good. These puppies are going to look good. That's not true. In most cases, it's not true. That pedigree, if you look at that pedigree and you say, okay, I'm looking at these dogs, and most of these dogs in this pedigree have a strong front. I know something about these dogs. Then I know that if I'm trying to fix that in my dog, this is something I can perhaps use. But I also need to know where are the weaknesses in these dogs. Okay. I had a dog imported here. Bought the dog, told them exactly who I wanted brought the female, told her exactly who I wanted bred to. Brought the dog here, got excellent and really nice puppies off her. One of the puppies I got out the dog was going to shows everywhere he was kicking ass. But I know the daddy to that dog, the granddaddy to that dog, has a tendency to throw eyes that are kind of rounder than they're supposed to be. Remember, the Rottweiler has a almond-shaped dark eye. Almond deals with the shape. Dark deals with the color. So it has an almond-shaped dark eye. I know that from that male, he is known for throwing round eyes. So now if I want to breed one of his offspring to a female, I want to make sure that that dog and that on that side is not known for throwing round eyes, because if I breed him to a dog that's come from a line that's known for throwing, it's gonna make it worse. So that's why it takes time to do research. What do you know about the dogs in the pedigree? They have 7 structural parts. What do you know about those dogs? And when most of us, this is where we make the problem at the challenges for us in the United States. When most of us look at their pedigree, we only know 2 or 3 dogs in the pedigree. If we honest, we don't know those dogs like we should. And when you get a pedigree and you send in a pedigree to somebody, say, hey man, check out this pedigree. And they telling you, oh man, this is really nice. Ask them how many dogs they really know in the pedigree. They don't know that many. It's 1 or 2 dogs. So when people send me a pedigree, I don't want you sending me your pedigree telling me, hey man, what do you think about this pedigree? Because now you're putting on me, you're telling me, do my work for me, do my work, my research. So now I gotta take hours, days to research your stuff. I don't get any benefit from that, from working for you free like that. I think it's a bad starter. I think it's a bad starter for people to tell people, hey man, this is a nice pedigree, and you really don't know the dogs. You know, 1 or 2 dogs in that pedigree, if you're honest. But we want to impress people like we know all of this stuff, and we misleading people. We're not encouraging them to do the work. We're absolutely misleading them, and people are producing garbage, and we need to stop it.
What's the long answer?
You know, breeding better dogs is challenging. You got to do the research.
You're right.
That kennel that really coordinates with Oliver Newbrand a lot. I'm not gonna call the kennel name because I don't want to mess the name up. But they just used some semen that was 27 years old. Why did they go back and use the semen 27 years ago?
Pedigree.
Because let's be honest. In the United States, there's too many of us just breeding. If we were breeding to improve the dogs, we wouldn't have to use old semen. We wouldn't. You know, somebody think, oh man, this awesome dog that I had 27 years ago, I remember this and that about the dog. I got all this documentation. This is the best. How come they couldn't come and get a dog from me or from Joe Blow over there to use other than that 27-year-old semen? Because most of us, we're not doing it like we should. And I take my head off to people who have just got started, that I've learned and are doing it right. And I take my head off. I don't care who don't like him. I take my head off to Anthony Forte, because in the state of Arkansas, Anthony Forte is the lead man when it comes to the Rottweiler. I don't care who don't like it.
Respect.
He is the lead man. He was the first one to start pushing people online to do health testing of the Rottie. He was the first one to highlight and show people how to import dogs from across seas and help them make them connections. He was the first one to start to build a club, to invite people to his house to do the training. He was the first one to host a club show. I don't give a damn who don't like him. You can't take it from him. He is a forerunner in Arkansas, and nobody, I don't give a damn who don't like him, can take that from him. He is doing the hard work. I saw this man rent a van. The van probably would only go 50 miles per hour. And this man went 10 hours driving that fucking van full of dogs and got to a show and absolutely kicked ass at the show. So y'all can't take that from that man. I'm not going to let y'all do it.
Woo. I like it.
He's doing the work. Respect him.
Terry Cornish said facts.
Yeah, the man doing the work. You got to respect the person that's doing the work. Anytime you going out there, you training the dogs up, it takes time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Roseanne Bentley out of Nashville, Tennessee. Aaron Hamilton out of Marktree, Arkansas. They are posting video of them prepping their puppy for the show. And they're doing that every day.
Yep. Aaron
Now, the
Hamilton.
person that's sitting on the sideline that's lazy as hell, that don't want to get off their ass, why the hell are you mad at them? Because they're able to go in the ring and win. They doing the work. And that's what I see in the Rottweiler community, in the Corso community, in the dog world. I see a lot of hate directed to people that's doing the hard work.
Yeah.
It's not easy to host a show, to get all these people to come together, to get people to have confidence, to put their money in your hand and know that you're going to be fair with them, and to invite all these folks, these judges. And that shit ain't easy, man.
Yeah.
People is going in their pocket, spending thousands of dollars to make it happen. And we sitting on the sideline criticizing the people that's doing it. What sense does it make? If it was so easy, you go out and do it.
Yeah.
The shit is not easy. Leadership itself is not easy.
No. No.
So we should be trying to help.
The first man through the door is what they say. You know what I mean? First man through the door is bullets.
Yeah, we should be trying to help. I'm making suggestions. I told Forte, I said, look, I understand y'all spending a lot of money. I said, we got club members. Why don't everybody donate a puppy once a year? And we all, as club members, push to sell that puppy, take that money, put it into their account. 1 or 2 people shouldn't have to come out their pocket to fund these events. But we got to be creative in raising money so that we can host events. A lot of people are not hosting events because it costs.
Yeah.
And they gotta listen to the criticism of the person that's sitting on the sideline that ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
They not up at night trying to figure this stuff out.
Yeah. I went to y'all show last year
to the people that's doing the work. And I pay my little fee, my little registration fee, get my hotel, drive down there and do my thing. And I ain't worried about, hey, how much the trophies cost, or how much it costs to get the judges here, the plane tickets, the making sure everything. Because when you're hosting an event, you know, you want everything to go right. And you monitoring everything and you running back and forth, you know what I'm saying? And you really don't even get a chance to enjoy the event.
Right.
Because you the host. You want to make sure that everything is right. So I don't think we shouldn't be respectful of those brothers and sisters that's hosting those shows. And know that they take that garbage to them people that go for garbage. They don't never bring it to me.
Come on. Ooh, say that.
A lot of time when we talk about that gossip that's going on, it's going on because somebody is able to take trash to the trash can, right? Why does this person feel comfortable going to you talking about this person?
Yeah, because you were trash.
Let's work together. If we have stepped on each other's toes, let's reconcile our differences.
Come on.
And let's help each other make the dog world better.
Well,
it ain't gonna cost us nothing to get along and be kind with each other and work with each other.
Yeah.
You know, don't be willing to throw the baby out with the bathwater when a mistake is made. I sat up and I saw a judge having a conversation one time, and that judge said he felt bad. He said, man, maybe I should have gave that dog the first place. He made a bad call. He's a human being. What human being you know don't make a bad call sometimes? So we got to give each other grace.
Yeah.
That's how we become better.
More grace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Question? No, I'm good.
Do your young audience have any questions? We don't win an hour, brother.
Yeah.
But I want to say that I you know, and I get a lot of calls from people around the country because they think I'm an expert. I went on one podcast, somebody put expert Rottweiler, man. I'm not an expert. I'm a student. I'm a student. I'm studying and I'm listening to others.
Yeah.
I'm a student. I'm going to share what I think I know.
Yeah.
And if I say something wrong, you can always call me and say, or inbox me and say, hey, well, I think you were wrong about that. Because I have been wrong before.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to some of those old lectures on my YouTube page, some of the things I said then I won't repeat. You want to know why? We are all growing.
Yep.
As we learn better, we doing better.
Yep.
But I don't know any college professor that ain't never made a mistake. So I see people y'all going to get those old video clips and clipping them with people to make them look bad.
Ain't gonna work.
We all said some shit 20 years ago it wasn't right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We learn it.
Yeah. These same people used to believe in the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny.
Right. Some of them still believe in the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny. We got to help those people a little bit. But we can't help them if we beating the hell out of them. See, sometimes we just beat the hell out of people, man. I don't know whether it make us feel good or what. But no, we shouldn't be beating the hell out of people. That's not how you help people. That's not how you help the breed. How you gonna help the breed by beating the hell out of the people that got the breed?
Running people off. Yeah. Trying to. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
And to those who have been involved in controversy, who may be out of the showing, come back. You got different, a lot of times something happened to you and you leave and you don't realize that was 10, 15, 20 years ago. You got different people in leadership now. Yeah. People that moved on past that. You still stuck. Come on back. And those who made mistakes, you still breathing, you got a chance to redeem yourself.
Yeah.
Some of y'all have forgotten more than us who are new. No, because I just been showing for what, about 4 years? I ain't been showing for no long time. I get in the ring every once in a while, but a lot of time I pass my dog off to Forte. Somebody give him a few dollars, man, go in there and run the dog, man. Yeah. We working together.
Yeah.
That other stuff, it don't matter. We working together. When I go to the AKC shows, where I see professional people that's from different parts of the country, they know each other, they got a good relationship, they work together. If I got somebody finna show my dog and they got a bunch of clients in the schedule's conflicting, they'll say, hey man, I look like if I ain't over here, can I send so-and-so in? I said, yeah, I ain't got no problem with that. And then sometimes I get in the ring and show my own dog. It's about having fun, man. Don't put yourself in no box. You ain't gotta put yourself in no box. There's that brother there, Nate. Hell, I just met that man that day. Forte said, hey man, I'm hosting, so I can't put no dog in my hand. You wanna let this guy show your dog? And let him show my dog. He got me a first place win.
Let me ask you a question. Did I take this picture?
You probably did, bro. You probably did.
That Bobby Wagner?
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And y'all see my daughter, who is 6 years old, she expects to be at the show every year. I told her, I said, baby, we're gonna have we going to the show. She said, we going this weekend. I said, no, baby, so we got about 2 months. She excited. Bring your children out. When we go in Arkansas, Tony and his wife, they usually set up something for the children to play, a bouncy house or something. Man, y'all bring y'all children.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a good time. It was a real good time. It was an eye opener for me. I love dogs, but I have my apprehensions about dog shows. You know what I mean? The subjectivity of it.
Right.
And I like the way you guys do it at the Seeger shows. It's as objective as something can be.
That judge is supposed to justify why he placing them people where he placing them. That's why I like. They don't even do that in AKC. You don't know if you get a first place. You don't always know why you got a first place. If you don't get anything, you don't know why. They don't talk to you about that.
Over the loudspeaker, everybody knows.
Yeah.
There's no need to go up to the judge and try and talk afterward because
right,
all out there, and I love it.
Everybody know.
I love it. I wish that was spread. You know what I mean?
And you catch the judge on his lunch break, and it's something you need to know. You talk to the judge, and find out. So take advantage of them opportunities. And I want to say this to those who are hosting the dinners, the judge dinners. Let's talk about the breed and the breed standard at these judge dinners. That other stuff don't matter. It don't matter. It's an educational opportunity, and those who pay their money to sit at that table with a plate, with a dinner plate, they want an educational experience. The other stuff does not matter. They need to be in a position to ask those judges questions and hear the answers from those judges. We don't want to hear from the show host and all that. We want to hear questions from the people who are there and answers from the judges.
I like it. I like it.
Anything else? Is there something else I need to touch on? But we're with about an hour and a half now, brother.
Nah, you did good. I like
Another question.
Oh, go ahead.
Is the black and tan the only acceptable color?
Absolutely. The breed, the Rottweiler, is a black dog with rich defined tan markings. So the breed standard says that it's rich. That means it sticks out.
It's not muddy.
That's why when you got a dog that's a little muddy, we don't really, them colors is blending in like that. We really don't like that. We'll roll with it, but the breed standards say that those tan markings are rich and they well defined.
Yeah, we at that show that day, dog got third place because of that.
Yeah,
I'm like, not even second place, third place over
yeah.
Mark.
Yeah.
But I was, hey, what can you say?
Yeah, you got to. Hey,
yeah.
The evaluation has to be. It should be fair, and I love when they bring judges that does a lot of education. And there are certain judges that it's worth bringing them because you're gonna get a lot of education.
Yeah.
And I like when they bring a male and a female. Bring a male and a female judge. And I'm gonna tell you, for me, every time I got in the ring in front of a female judge, they done been hard on me for some reason. I be like, man, you know what I'm saying? What are they doing? But it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
It's the best way to learn the Rottweiler is to go to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeker show. I bet it's a seeker show. No, it's a seeker show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're showing your dog in the German style.
Yeah.
They don't mind. They want to see a little. They want to see that dog with a little unk in them. You know what I'm saying?
What's the difference between the German and the American then? I don't know. Talk to me.
Talking about the way they showed it, the way they showed it dog.
Is it the way they look? Do they act different? You said German versus American. I take it. Right?
No. I'm saying when I say German style, that's the showing, the way they show the dog. It's the same dog, but the way they show the dog, we're expected to show the dog a certain way.
I'm talking about like having dogs imported versus one that's already here. Is there a difference? Like, you know what I mean?
There should not be a difference. The Rottweiler should be the Rottweiler no matter where he's at in the world.
Okay.
The Rottweiler should be the Rottweiler no matter where he's at in the world. And I want to say this to the breeders who say that we have the dogs in the United States. There's no need to import. I agree with you in part, and I disagree with you in part. Here's my agreement. We do have nice dogs in the United States that can compete anywhere in the world and win. That's a fact. However, most of the people that have these dogs are not putting these dogs on display in the United States, and they're not making them accessible to the average breeder. You know what I'm saying? You got some people charging $6,500, $7,500 to breed with their dog. So we need to work on that. We need to be able to work better together with each other in the United States. Those who are in Europe, those Europeans in Europe, they are working together. I'm going to say it again. They are working together. You got the person that's transporting the dog, they're making money, and they're doing a good job. You got the person that's studying the dog, they're making money, and you got a person that's selling the dog. So that's 3 different families eating off of you buying one dog. That person that's doing the breeding, They're not trying to get the person money that's doing the transporting. That person that's doing the transporting, they're not trying to get the person money that's doing the stud. So we need to work together and be able to respect each other if we want to be successful. That's why people is going over there. We get the dogs from over here, and then we immediately start doing outcrosses. Without studying the pedigree, we're doing outcrosses, producing bullshit. If you got the dog from them, evidently you appreciated what they was doing. So why would you immediately do an outcross that don't make sense? It don't make sense. Think about it. When you get a dog from somebody, they got a professional breeder, you paying $7,000, $8,000, $10,000, $20,000 for a dog. Why are you doing an outcross time you get the dog? It don't make sense. That's the problem we have. When we get the dogs, they decent. We bring them over here and fuck them up. Excuse my language, but I'm being real with you. We get the dogs, we bring them over here, we screw them up. That's why we constantly going back over there.
Yeah.
I'm just being real with you.
Water it down. First
yeah.
Down, yeah.
You know, but I am seeing, like, shout out to my Urkel people that I rock with. Shout out to some of my Arcane 8 people that I rock with. I am seeing improvement just over the last 4 years. And when you all come to the show in Arkansas and Ball now, I want you to look at those puppies. I see right now online, I was telling my cousin, I said, it's going to be some nice competition in that puppy class because I'm seeing these people really posting videos of their puppy and them stacking their puppy. I'm like, yeah, we're going to have some competition. We're going to have to come on with it. So people are doing better. I'm not saying that to say people are doing better in the breeding, but we need to be more focused and more mindful, and we need to bring it on because people are doing better. Don't get me wrong. I'm seeing better dogs.
What happened to the Rottweilers that I grew up with? Because I never seen a Rottweiler with a tail till I feel like I was grown already.
Well, 24 years ago in Europe, they changed. They stopped docking the tail. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we were like 24 years, 25 years, whatever, behind 26, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I remember people circulating petitions in the United States to get the dog accepted by the ARC for the AKC ring with the tail. That's not something that just happened out of the blue. There were powerful people that pushed the petition and make that happen. And I told people when I saw the petition, and I saw some of the names on the petition, I said, look, this finna be the thing. So what did I do? I stopped docking the tails on my dogs. Because I like to get ahead of something. If I see a train coming down the road, ain't nowhere in the hell I'm going to stand on the damn track, and I see this damn train coming.
Okay, so if all things were equal and you could have it your way without any consequence or anything like that, what would you prefer?
The tail intact.
Yeah. Because
look at the average Rottweiler in the United States. If you look at the tail ain't even docked right. Man, there's some people got some Rottweilers with tails this long, bro.
That's true. With my bulldogs, I do them myself.
They're not even the vets. When you go to certain vets, they don't know how to dock them tails.
Yeah, they won't cut it. They won't cut it short like
they're not cutting them right. So if they're not going to even cut them right in the first place, why even cut them? It's not necessary.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people, they don't understand that the tail was docked for one reason and one reason only with the Rottie. One reason.
So it didn't knock the beers off the table, right? In Germany.
No, it had nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that.
What was it?
You know why they docked the tail?
No.
The Rottweiler is also known as what? The butcher's dog. Right? Mm-hmm. So the people that butchered that had the meat, they pulled those meat in a cart. And the tail got in the way of the cart. So they cut the tail off. That's the only reason why the Rottweiler tail was docked. So if you're not pulling the cart, why are you docking the tail? Just think about it.
All right.
That's the only reason why the tail was docked. The only reason. Remember, everything that's done with these dogs was done for a reason.
Yeah. They didn't.
And we have to go back and research the reason why it was done. There's another breed that was fighting what? Baboons. Baboon would go around and grab the tail and break the tail. What did they do with that breed? They cut the tail because they didn't want the baboon to be able to go around and grab their tail and break it. Think about it. Everything was did for a reason.
Yeah.
What we doing in the United States, we doing a lot of stuff really, and we ain't got no reason to it. Just doing stuff.
Cosmetic.
Honestly. I do it with my Corsos because that's what the clients want, but really, it's not a real significant reason to cut the Corsos. It's not. We do it because our clients, that's what's expected. But at some point, it's probably going to change. Yeah. At some point, it's probably going to change.
And the Corso,
and if it changed,
too, right?
If it changed and it became the norm, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah. Corso's docked in a unique way. It's like the third vertebrae or something like that. Was it?
That tail needs to be about 6 inches long with it. And be honest with you, even when you go into the show ring, they don't say nothing about it. But even most of the Corsos that's in the show ring, their tail ain't docked right either.
Yeah. It's supposed
and
to be
some of them, their ears ain't cropped right.
Yeah, chub.
See what I'm saying? So we all got room for improvement, man. I'm just saying that's why we can't be beating up on people.
Right.
We got room for improvement. I don't want to be the person, and I have leveraged some criticism, but I don't want to be the person to beat up on everybody because it's not necessary. You know what I'm saying? If people gonna run their program the way they want to run it, if you want to do something, put all that energy in producing better dogs yourself.
Yes.
We all, just think about it. That's energy. I don't want to put in no energy into what you're doing in your yard in a whole nother damn state. How the hell is that gonna help my kennel? It ain't.
It ain't.
You could take all that energy and go take you a veterinarian course like I did. Go learn how to train because that's gonna build value in your kennel. Whenever you learn how to do medical stuff, training stuff, nutrition stuff, man, I got too much time. I got too much stuff I need to do around here to be worried about what somebody else doing. I don't even care.
Yeah.
I'm just being real. When I come online and I say something, it's really for people that want to learn. It's not for everybody. It's for people that want to learn. It's for the 2-3 people that I mentor. But I expect them to go and do the hard work of researching too, because like I said, sometimes I could be wrong. I tell my clients, my contract says when you get your puppy, you take your puppy to the vet within 72 hours. I'm going to check for a hard murmur, but you know what? Sometimes I miss stuff. Sometimes my vet, he's not perfect. He missed stuff. So if I check it, my vet check it, your vet check it, that's 3 people checking it. Think about it. I went to school to learn how to do certain stuff. I don't go to the vet for everything. I do my own shots. I do a live video of me doing my own shots, and I got my own record.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm
watching. Not going to the vet and pay the vet extra money to do something that I went to school to learn how to do just like him. Why?
Why? Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things we can learn, we can do ourselves. If you got a group of people and y'all take a course and y'all in the same city, you can share the same book. When you get ready to do your midterm and your final exam, you can collaborate together. We need to be collaborating. We don't need to be fighting each other every time you look around. And to be honest, the people that's beating up on folks, you ain't doing them by highlighting their kennels and making their sales go up. I done been in some controversies. I've been around this thing for a long time. Every time somebody attacked me,
it put new eyes on you.
Man, I sold puppies.
It make people that wasn't worried
you
about
think you're hurting somebody and you actually helping them.
Yeah.
Because the people that really don't have the education, they're gonna buy by their eye. And if they don't have the education, they don't know what the dog's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
They don't know. Average person that's buying a dog, they don't know what that dog's supposed to look like. I promise you that, bro. They don't know.
Yeah.
And when you have a long conversation with them, you know they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
Reality.
So.
All right, I appreciate.
Hey man, brother, I appreciate you, man. Thinking enough for me, a student, to invite me on your show, man. And I thank those of you all who have tuned in, who have shared the live. If you have made a donation to this brother and his podcast, I appreciate it. I'm going to be making a donation, brother. I know you're doing a show, and I'm going to be making a donation in the next few days to your efforts for what you're doing, because I personally appreciate it. Anytime you can make the sacrifice to host a show in the state of Arkansas, I want to be able to make a contribution, whatever I can contribute. So expect a donation from me sometime this week coming up.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate it.
Is it anything you got coming up with the show that people need to know about?
Oh man, it's February 28th, Searcy, Arkansas, White County Fairgrounds. IOUBA, we got 3 confirmation shows. Have a fun show, and the fun show is gonna have categories.
So I could bring my Corso to the fun show part. Am I right?
Corso, Roddy, yeah, bring them out.
Okay.
And then we got weight pool. We have a sanctioned weight pool also. So everybody got some time to.
See, I never been. I saw that on video, but I never actually been there in person to see that happen. So I'm making it a point. I'm coming, bro.
Yeah.
Make sure you got some good food, because I'm coming to eat.
Oh yeah, we got a taco truck locked in this evening. That's where we came from. So yeah, that's locked in. And then there's another truck that they do Cajun food, fried fish.
Right. Yeah, so I'm coming to get the fish, bro. I'm coming.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Let's see here. That's Anita right there. Love you, Anita. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, brother Jihad.
Yes, sir.
We'll do this again.
All right. Thank you for having me, brother. God bless.
I'll stand up. All right.
I don't know how to close that.
Smell of the pine. I'm calling all my dogs. Show up, show out, show off at the Backwoods Classic. It's the Arkansas Backwoods Classic. It's the sunrise at 4:45 over 100-acre pine bar hole, and its booger jaws will shine. Bulldogging is a habit, a gym on the Little Red, the Arkansas